guy?
Dunkirk.
I'm not going back.
There's no hiding from this, son. We have a job to do.
If we go there, we'll die.
Tick-tock goes the clock as German boys drop rocks. The beach has the British in stocks, half their men experiencing shock. As eternal hellfire reigns, it's time to feel their pain. An enemy and his disdain, with allied blood, the beaches are stained. By air, by land, by sea, the price of victory is never free. Nothing but carnage as far as the eye can see. Let's pray for a time of glee. Day 2 brings tragedy in a new light, providing a movie with a nasty bite. The audience better hold on tight. Behold Dunkirk, what a ghastly sight. Hey guys, and welcome to day 2 of my 30-day film challenge. Today, the prompt is a film that starts with the first letter of your name. So I, as the biggest Chris Nolan fan in the world, am going to be doing his war film, Dunkirk. Now, the reason for my intro is because while this is a phenomenal war movie, it often isn't put into the same category as Hacksaw Ridge or Saving Private Ryan, which is understandable because those movies bring in a human side to war. Not a lot of us get to experience what war actually is, so we can't really understand what war truly is. But in my opinion, the closest film experience to war is Dunkirk. And when I say experience, that is the key word. You see, Chris Nolan, every movie he makes is meant to focus on the experience of being in a film and not the actual film itself. And it's the same thing with Dunkirk. The reason this movie is surprisingly so unique amongst war films is that it focuses less on the human side of war and more on the actual experience of war. This is a movie that doesn't have a main character. It is an ensemble piece, and it focuses more on the particular scenes that are happening. And you can see that in the way this movie is shot. He brings you down eye level with a lot of the characters as a lot of this chaos is happening, and tie that into the 3 different timelines he has of land, air, and sea that come together at the end. And this film kind of confuses you by the time you finish up, and that's by design. When I first saw this movie in IMAX with my dad when it came out, we left that movie feeling drained, and the reason was because we felt like we had actually been through all of the experiences the characters had. In interviews, Chris Nolan even stated that he had to try to balance historical accuracy with practical effects and giving the audience the experience he wanted to give them. And one of the examples he gave was when one of the French hospital ships ends up blowing up, he had to sacrifice historical accuracy in those hospital ships for the sake of experience. And that is really excellent. And one of the other ways he does this too is, unlike a lot of other movies where you see the faces of the enemy, in this movie you don't ever see the face of the enemies. You only end up hearing the planes flying overhead, or bullets end up flying, or bombs dropping onto the beaches. And even at the end when Tom Hardy gets taken captive by the Germans, if you look closely you'll notice that you don't actually see their faces. Their faces are blurred out even in that scene. And the whole point of this is to give the audience the experience of facing this unknown enemy, or this dehumanized enemy, and being afraid of it, which essentially is a lot of what war is. And especially a lot of what World War II was and what Dunkirk was. And that is why I believe this film is so excellent. Now, I definitely agree that it's not quite as good as Saving Private Ryan or my personal favorite, Hacksaw Ridge. But this movie gets a lot more flack than it deserves, and it's because, as usual, people misunderstand exactly what Chris Nolan is trying to go for in the fact that he is trying to give the audience an experience instead of giving them this story that is more human. And because of that, I'm going to rate Dunkirk required viewing. This is definitely one of Chris Nolan's better films, but it's not his best, I would say. It's not up there with Inception or The Dark Knight or even Memento. But it is a close second to a lot of those and is a solid war film in its own right. Anyway, thank you for watching my review. Today's shout out is going to be to Dean Lutz for his constant enthusiasm for watching my videos, constantly commenting, and it's because of you that I make these reviews and that I want to get out as great of reviews as possible. Please stay tuned tomorrow for day 3, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.